Hello students, welcome to the video tutorial for Informatics Practices of class 11th. Today we'll be discussing the second part of the chapter Python Fundamentals. Okay, so let's begin. First topic to be discussed today is the tokens. Okay, so in any programming language, whether it is C language, C++, .NET, Java, or even Python, any programming language, you will see tokens there. So what basically tokens are? Tokens are basically the fundamental parts, okay, or the basic parts. Like if you are building a house, the bricks are the building blocks of those houses. Okay, so basically whatever the programming languages are there, they are built up of some building blocks. Okay, and that are known as the tokens. So let's see what are tokens. So the smallest individual unit in a program is known as a token, and it is also known by the name lexical unit. Okay, so if the name is given lexical unit or token, you don't have to be confused in that. Both of the terms are the similar, token or the lexical unit. Now Python has the following tokens. First is the keywords. Okay, first is keywords, second is identifiers, third one is the literals, fourth is the operators, and fifth is the punctuators. So let's one by one discuss all these points. First is the keywords. Okay, so what are the keywords? Keywords are words having special meanings reserved by the programming language for a special purpose and hence cannot be used as an identifier. So in any programming language, students, if you are studying any programming language, there are some set of words, okay, that cannot be used as an identifier or a variable name. Okay, because that words are already kept reserved by the interpreter or the compiler, so that it can be used at a time when you are requiring it. Okay, some words like true, false, till, import, for, while, etc. Okay, all these keywords, as you can see by the names also, true is for showing the true or the false value. Okay, similarly import is for bringing, for importing some files from particular place. For and while are being used for the looping parts. Okay, so all these words are already reserved by the interpreter and you cannot name any variable on the name of these keywords. Okay, so that is the first token. Okay, first part of the token, that is the keywords. Okay, now let's see the second one, that is the identifiers. So by the name you can understand, and identifiers means to identify something, okay, which is being used for identifying things. So in identifiers, you can say that identifiers are fundamental building blocks of a program used for the names given to the different parts of a program, like variables, objects, classes, etc. So if you're writing any source code, you will be having some variables there, you will be having the objects, you will be having the classes. Okay, and all these things, that is the variables and all, these are certain rules for setting them up. Okay, you cannot write any name for identifiers, you have to follow certain set of codes. Okay, though the name can be random, anything can be written, but there is a certain set of rules in which you have to write those names. Okay, so what are the rules? Let's see. First thing is, the first character must be a letter. Okay, that is A, B, C, D, any alphabet. Okay, also this underscore is counted as a letter here. Okay, so you can start the name of identifier by a underscore also. Okay, second thing is, as you know that Python is a case sensitive language, so all the small letters and the capital letters are the different terms for the Python interpreter. Okay, if you are writing something like a is equals to 5 and you have written that a in a small case, and in the next line you are writing capital A is equals to 5, so this small a and capital A are regarded as different variables for the Python interpreter. Okay, so be very careful with this thing, that Python is a case sensitive language and hence the upper cases and the lower case letters are treated differently by the interpreter. Next is the white spaces. The white spaces and other special characters, like the at the rate is there, okay, or any symbol, and ampersand operator or the asterisk operator, all these things are not allowed in the names of identifiers. Only this underscore is allowed. Okay, so you cannot use any special symbol in the names of the identifiers. You have to be very careful with these things. Okay, only underscore is allowed. Okay, suppose if you are writing a keyword name, sorry, the identifier name as A123, then it is not a problem. Okay, but if you are writing underscore 123, it is still applicable because you have used underscore as a symbol, and underscore is allowed. But suppose if you are writing at the rate 123, this is not allowed because at the rate symbol is being used in the beginning. Okay, that is also not allowed. Even that at the rate cannot be used between the names. Okay, like a at the rate 123, that is also not allowed. Okay, but a underscore 123, that is allowed. Okay, so you have to be very careful. You don't use any special symbols in the names of the identifiers, otherwise a interpreter will face issues. Okay, next thing, an identifier must not be a keyword of Python. So whatever the name you want to give in the identifier, you can give. Just be careful that it cannot be a keyword of the Python. We have already discussed in keywords also that a keyword is a reserved word. Okay, so it cannot be used as an identifier name. Okay, let's move further. Next is the literals. Okay, so let's see what is literals. Literals are data items that have a fixed value. Python allows several kinds of literals like string literal, numeric literal, boolean literal, etc. So you can say that literals are something which are not going to be changed, okay, which is having a fixed value. Like if you are writing a is equals to 5, so this a can be b is equals to 5 also, c is equals to 5 also, so that a b c is always changing. Okay, but the 5 cannot be changed. 5 is always going to be 5. It is not going to be changed because 5 is a fixed value. Okay, so you can say that 5 is a literal. Okay, similarly if you are writing a is equals to anil, okay, that anil is not going to be changed. Anil is always going to be fixed, so anil is also a literal. So there are different types of literal. Literals can be string, literals can be numeric, okay, that is the numbers, and the literals can be the boolean literals also. Okay, boolean means which accepts true or false. Okay, so the literals can be in true or false type also. It can be numeric also, that is the numbers. That is, suppose if you are writing a is equals to 5, so 5 was a numeric literal, and a is equals to anil, so anil was the string literal. Okay, a is equals to true, so true is a boolean literal. Okay, so 1 0 is just like boolean only. Okay, so true false is also boolean and 1 0 is also boolean only. Okay, so that are the literals. It can be string literal, it can be numeric literal, or there are different types of literals like special literal, none. Okay, so that type of literals can also be used in a Python. Okay, as we'll be doing the course in the next video tutorials, we'll be discussing about the literals also, so don't worry about it now. Okay, let's move further. Next is the operators. So operators are tokens that trigger some computation or action when applied to a variables and other objects in an expression. So you can say that whenever you want to start something, okay, or you want to start any operation, whatever the thing you are going to use in a program, that are known as the operators. Okay, so variables and the objects on which the computation is applied are called the operands, and the symbols which are used to perform those computations are known as the operators, like addition operator, subtraction operator, multiplication operator, etc. So suppose if you want to write a is equals to 5, b is equals to 7, and in the next line you want to write c is equals to a plus b. So what you are doing in this line, you are triggering an operation. You are starting an operation to add the values of a and b. Okay, so this a and b will be treated as the operands. Okay, and the plus in between them, that is a plus b. So plus was the actually an addition operator. Okay, so a and b are the operands, plus is the operator, and the addition is the operation which is being performed. Okay, so in the similar way you can take several other examples like a is equals to 5, b is equals to 7, c is equals to a into b. Okay, so that in that case operation is the multiplication and the operator is the multiplication operator. Okay, you're getting it. So there can be many operators. There are several types of operators also, like unary operators, binary operators. So unary operator applies over single operand. Okay, binary operators applies over two operands. In the similar way we are having bitwise operators and several more operators. Okay, so as why we'll be discussing the course, we'll be discussing in details of the operators also. So next is punctuators. So let's discuss about the punctuators. Now in English also you must have heard about this punctuators. Whenever you are reciting any poem or something, there are several punctuation marks in that, and that are used for some special emphasis on the reading. Okay, In the similar way, whenever you are writing any code, that Python codes are also having some emphasis in the codes. Okay, at which time that line is ending, at which time the next line is starting. Okay, so all these things are decided with the help of these punctuators only. So punctuators are basically symbols that are used in programming languages to organize the structure of a program. Okay, and some common punctuators are this single colon, double colon, hashtag. Okay, colon is there, that brackets are there. Okay, equal to symbol is also there. These are all the punctuators. Okay, so whenever any program you are writing, any script you are writing, you can use the punctuators to give the special emphasis to end the line or to begin a new line. So whatever the requirement is there, it can be adjusted with the help of these punctuators. Okay, so let's move forward. So as we have discussed about various tokens of the Python, so let's see how in a program these tokens look alike. So here we are having a sample program. Here we have written name is equals to Amit. So we have given a name Amit to a variable called name. Okay, so marks underscore physics is equals to 91, marks underscore bio is equals to 52, and the rest code is written. So in this code, what we are actually doing, we are adding the marks of physics and bio, and we are adding it and giving it in the total marks. And then in the last, we are writing the name comma total marks. Okay, so in this whole code, there are different types of tokens used. Okay, so here you can say that name is equals to Amit is having Amit as a string literal. Okay, why a string literal? Because Amit is a fixed value and Amit is also a string, so the literal being used is a string literal. In the similar way, here 91 is again a fixed number, but since it is not a string, it is also a literal, but it is known as a numeric literal. Okay, next is the punctuators. Okay, so you can see here that the opening bracket and the closing bracket and the comma between them, these all are the punctuators because they are having a special emphasis in the code, and it is providing understanding to the interpreter that where it has to end the print statement and where it has to start the print statement, where it has to pause the print statement, because name comma total marks is trying to just differentiate both of them, that name is a different variable and total underscore mass is a different variable. So it is a very important role of punctuators to give the special emphasis and to differentiate between different names of the identifiers for a Python interpreter. Okay, next are the identifiers and the addition operators. So here you can see that name marks of physics and mass of bio is actually the identifier's name here, and the plus symbol is actually the addition operator which is triggering the addition operation here. Okay, and also you can say that the addition operator here is a binary operator because it is being applied to the two operands, that is mass underscore physics and mass underscore bio. Okay, so this is actually a tokens simplification. Okay, that how this tokens are used in a Python program. Okay, now let's move forward. Now let's discuss about the bare bones of a Python program. So the term bare bones refers to the essential components, okay, the necessary components. So in a Python program there are certain necessary components which are used in a program. So let's discuss them. First is the expressions. So an expression is any legal combination of symbols that represents a value. That means certain set of symbols are combined in a legal combination, okay, to give something, to yield something. Okay, so that is known as the expression. Here you can see that symbols plus and the division and also the opening bracket and the closing brackets are used in a certain set of order, and so they are creating a legal combination. So in this case we will be adding 3 and 5 first, and then after adding we will be dividing by 4 to get a output. So here you can say that this line is a expression. Okay, next is the statement. So a programming instruction that performs any action, that is known as the statement. That is a line in the Python which is there in the program to do something. Okay, for example, if you are writing print hello, so the statement print hello is being used to print something. Okay, so this is having a particular function to be performed. Okay, so this is known as the statement. The statement will print hello on the output screen. Okay, next you can see that you are having comments. So comments are being used in a Python program to just give a readable information to the developer or the person who is seeing the code. Okay, so it is actually additional information. It is has to do nothing with the code. The interpreter doesn't sees it, it neglects it, but it is only for the information for the developer who's writing the source code. Okay, and whenever you are writing the comments, you have to start the comments by using the hash symbol. Okay, this hash symbol is used for you writing the comments. Okay, and this consists of single line as well as a multi-line comment. Okay, so the comments can be single line comment also, and the comments can be the multi-line comments also. There are different ways of writing those comments. Whenever we will be discussing the programs, we will be discussing about both types of comments also. So right now you need to understand that there are different types of comments, and they are the single line as well as the multi-line comments. Okay, next is the functions. A function is a code that has a name and it can be reused by just specifying its name anywhere in the program when needed. That means if you have created a function in a program, then it is having certain set of statements under it. Okay, and once you have created a function in a program, that can be used anytime when you require it. Okay, so if suppose you have created a function abc in the beginning of the program, and suddenly after 7 to 8 lines you need the statements to be repeated again. Okay, so you don't need to write that set of statements again, only you will just specify the name of the function and all the statements will be performed once again. Okay, so whenever there is a need of using same code after some time, so you just need to specify the name of the functions and it will help you to do the same set of instructions again. Okay, that are the functions. Okay, next is the blocks and the indentation. So indentation, already you know, in Microsoft Word also you must have seen the indentation. Whenever you are writing some paragraphs, when you are changing a line from the first paragraph to the next paragraph, you are just shifting some space. Okay, so actually you are trying to differentiate the first paragraph to the second paragraph. In the similar way, when we are writing some set of codes in Python, we need to use this indentation, and this indentation is very important because this indentation is used as a symbol for the interpreter to understand that which set of codes are belonging to which particular statement. Okay, so when these statements combine together, they will create a block. Okay, so here you can see that a group of statements which are a part of another statement or function are called block or suit. Okay, and if you are writing an example here, suppose if a is greater than 5 colon, and you can see we have indented the line print hello and print hi. So actually this print hello and print hi are creating a block. Okay, if a is greater than 5, this is having these two set of statements, print hello and print hi, and actually these three lines are going to create a block in a separate Python program. Okay, so in the similar way, if you are writing any set of codes inside by giving some indentation, so that set of statements will create the blocks in the Python program. Okay, so this indentation is a very important part in your Python programming. If you are having a wrong indentation in your Python program, the codes will not be executed properly and there is a possibility of error in your source code. Okay, so now let's move further. Now as we have discussed the bare bones of the programs, let's practically see that what are the bare bones of a program. Here you are having a sample code. You have created a function here in the beginning. So to just give an idea that you are creating a function, you are using the comment here, hashtag creating function. So that is the part of the comment. Okay, so that line is not going to be seen by the interpreter will neglect it and it will move forward to the next line. Here what you are doing, you are creating the function def hello. So def is being used for defining. Okay, so here you are having this line as a function here. Then in that function you have given print hello, welcome to IP tutorial. Okay, so this function has been assigned a task to print this statement that hello, welcome to IP tutorial. Okay, then next you have written a is equals to 15, b is equals to a into 2. So here this a and b are the, sorry, this a is equals to 15 and b is equals to a into 2. This whole line will be taken as the statements. Okay, so these are there to just perform something, to do some actions. Okay, and in that a into 2, this part is the expression. Okay, so b is equals to a into 2 is a statement, and a into 2 is the expression here. Okay, it is a legal combination of symbol. Okay, next we are writing, if a is greater than b, print hello, else print b is greater. So here you can see we have given an indentation here. So whenever you are using this indentation, you are going to create some blocks. Okay, so here in else you can see we have indented two lines. So this print b is greater and hello, again we are calling this function. So these two lines are being used as a block here. Okay, and it is the block of this else statement. Okay, and you here you can see the indentation there. You have given a certain set of gap there. So this is used as an indentation. So whenever you are going to create any block, you will need to use an indentation, so that certain set of statements will be lying inside a particular statement. Okay, so these are the bare bones of the Python program. Okay, now in the next slide we are going to see how to practically uh, get the some simple input and output using the sample codes. Okay, so we are going to the ideally and we'll be seeing it. Okay, so now let's move forward. Now as you know students, that when we are in need of any program for Python, we are going to ideally, that is integrated development environment, and here we used to code it. Okay, so here we are getting two options, that is interactive mode and script mode, as we have discussed in the earlier videos also. So let's try to code here and try to see the simple inputs and outputs. Okay, so let's start. Suppose if we are writing a is equals to 24. Okay, and then in the next line we want to give value b is equals to 7. So what we have done here, actually we are creating a variable a and we are assigning a value 24 to it. Okay, similarly we are creating a variable b and we are assigning a value 7 to it. Okay, this is the variables and their creations. Okay, and their assignments. Now suppose if we are going to print a, or only if we are going to type a, this is the way of getting the outputs from the interactive mode. Okay, you don't have to write any print statement especially, just write the name of the variable a, and if you are going to enter this, you will get 24. Okay, so that is showing you that a is having the value 24. Okay, similarly if you are going to write b and then if you are going to enter it, you will get 7. Okay, so you can see the difference here, that whatever the codes you are writing in the different programming languages, it a bit of complex structure was there, a complex syntax was there for performing any type of operations. Okay, but here you can easily do those operations without any problem. Okay, now suppose if we are giving a is equals to, suppose, hi. Okay, and in b we are writing hello, and if we are going to write c is equals to a plus b, and if we want the output, we will just write the name of the variable, because c has got the values of a and b. Okay, now let's see, print c here, will get the output hi hello. Why it is happening? Because when we are assigning two strings to the variables, okay, and if you are adding those two strings, a concatenation operation is being performed here. Okay, and here plus is the concatenation operator. Okay, and it is adding hi and hello, and you are getting hi hello. Okay, but suppose if you are having a is equals to 5, okay, and in b you are having 7, and directly if you want you can write a plus b, that is not a problem here. If you are going to write a plus b and if you press enter, you will get 12. So now this plus in a plus b is a addition operator. Okay, a unary operator which is applied on two operands a and b. Okay, and the operation being performed is the addition operation. Okay, and you have got the value 5 plus 7 is equals to 12. So it is simple input and output. Okay, but if you would have given, suppose, d is equals to hi, okay, and you remember that just in the previous line you have given a is equals to 5. Now if you are going to write a plus b, see what is the output. Here you are getting the error. Why? Because you are trying to add a number to the string, okay, which is not possible. It is prohibited. You cannot add a number to a string, okay. A string can be added to a string, that will be a concatenation. A number can be added to a number, that will be addition. But a number can never be added with a string. It will create a error, okay. That only it is writing unsupported operand type for addition, that is int and string is different data types, and that operation cannot be performed, okay. But suppose if we want to write a is equals to high, and in the next line we are writing b is equals to 3, and then if we are going to multiply a and b, okay, what the output will be, let's see. You are getting high, high, high. Why this is coming? Because you are replicating, okay. Replicating means you are actually creating the copies, okay. And you have told that a is high, it is actually a string, and b you have given 3. So actually you are saying the interpreter that you want 3 copies of this high, okay. So what it has done, it has multiplied it 2 times more, and it has produced the result high, 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 okay. So that is possible here. But a number and a string can be multiplied, but it is actually replicating it, okay. But you cannot multiply a string with a string, okay. A string with a string can be added, but a string with a string cannot be concatenated, okay. Be very clear with this, okay. So I think that's it for today. We'll meet in the next video lecture with some more programmings, okay. Till then, take care. Thank you, students.